But let us continue, folks. I think I've got a couple more things that I've got to talk about here. Do I have any more things to talk about? No, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and get to some totally useless news. All right. How long have I been on here, engineer? I've been on here for 3 hours and 24 minutes. So let's go ahead and go to some totally useless news. And let's go ahead and end the broadcast, for Christ's sake. All right, now, this news here isn't completely and totally useless because I think this pertains especially to a lot of people that are in here. There are a bunch of SSRI taking pieces of fucking weirdo trash. Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. When children kill, doctors warn ADHD medication in developing brains of children can create the perfect storm for psychotic episodes. Oh, look at that. I mean, haven't I been alluding to that throughout my whole goddamn internet broadcasting career? That these psychotropic drugs are probably, in my opinion, just based on mere observation, the culprit of much of the psychotic episodes that we are witnessing constantly in today's America. I mean, doesn't anybody realize this? I mean, this is what I've been saying. This is why I do not believe in the psychological industry, the psychiatry industry. All right? And what's really unfortunate about this is that if you tried to take people off of these medications, if you actually told them the truth and say, hey, look, did you know that Prozac actually has fluoride in it? Look it up. It actually absolutely does. Hey, look, this actually goes and makes you kill yourself, kill people. I mean, if you took these drugs away from these people, these folks, and I'm talking about the general American public, is so dependent on the psychological and psychiatry industry that they would go apeshit if we prevented them from getting these dangerous SSRIs, these psychotropic drugs, and took it away from them. I mean, most of the people that we are witnessing right now that are operating in everyday America, that's what they're operating on. They're operating on these SSRIs that are basically recreating the chemistry of the brain. And once you take these things, the chemistry of your brain has already been altered, and it's damaged forever as far as I'm concerned. Because everybody that I've ever known that have taken these damn things and have tried to cold turkey them has screwed up their brains dramatically. So I'm glad that now people are starting to recognize that SSRIs are something that is not, should be promoted. This should not be promoted. This should not be promoted. And Cornbread Man with a weird face emoji. Cheers to Cornbread Man. But as I was stating, folks, all right, this is why I don't believe in depression. I don't believe in the whole mental health crap. I mean, back in my day, we used to have something called an insane asylum, okay? And if you were one of these nut jobs that, needed severe help because, I don't know, something's wrong with your brain or something, you were thrown into that insane asylum, and you either felt at home and you kept acting like a fucking nutcase because you can do that there freely, or you figured out that, wait a minute, I can't act like a nutcase. I can't act like a nutcase, so I better stop.
Attack ghost, love me some so loved.
Well, I mean, you can tell by that ridiculous dumbass sentence fragment you just fucking flap your fat fucking sausages of fingers on the keyboard about, for Christ's sake. And Mama Luigi and Yoshi said, I mean, look what happened to Etika, psychiatric ward patient, mind you. Yeah, well, that's not how, the psychiatric wards are not like they used to be. We used to have insane asylums until, I hate to say, Ronald Reagan put an end to that. We used to have state insane asylum in which we send these people that have really, that are severely mentally messed up, schizophrenic, whatever that means, and, sociopathic and psychopathic, all that shit. We put them in there, and anybody who's trying to pretend to be some kind of I'm depressed, I'm this, and you throw them in the psych ward, and once they start seeing people, making fucking, some kind of a weird molding with their poop, and eating checkers, and, doing weird shit like that, then that's when people are like, well, maybe I'm not, upset, maybe I'm not depressed, maybe I'm okay. I mean, seriously, dude, I can't stand the whole mental health thing. I can't stand it. I mean, do I agree that somebody who went through some traumatic episode is really affected? Absolutely. But only in America, only in the Western civilization do we have the luxury of mental health. You know that? Only in America, only in Western civilization do we have this luxury. Because if you take a look at the slums of Brazil, or you take a look at Liberia, or some of the most impoverished places in the world, they don't have time to be mentally ill. You understand? They don't have time to be depressed and, I've got mental health issues. They don't have time to that. You want to know why? Because they're trying to look for food to eat. They're trying to survive. They're not like you spoiled fucking American brats who are out here who've got fucking 3 hots and a cot and a fucking roof over your head. You got mommy fucking pussy pampering your ass. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I'm tired of the whole mental health bullshit. If you're taking medications because, I got ADHD and I'm a fucking itch, fuck you! All right? Fuck you! You're the cause of the fucking psychotic episodes that are happening in this country. And look, what I don't understand is, can we be adults about the truth and that all these mass shootings and all this shit that's fucking happening right now, can we just look at the constant with all this? I guarantee you, even though the media is not covering this, I guarantee you 99.9% of the people that have been causing all these weird-ass, disgusting mass shootings and all this other shit all took psychotropic drugs. They don't ever talk about it. They don't ever fucking even go into it in the media. But I guarantee it, all these fucking weirdos that are going out and that are committing all these weird, violent acts of crime out here, they all have psychotropic drugs. Now, this calls into question. This is where the gun control is going to come from. And this is why we can't, unfortunately, they got us by the balls when it comes to those of us that appreciate our Second Amendment. Because, look, the Republicans are even arguing that we need to regulate whether or not you've taken psychotropic drugs dictates whether or not you should have a gun. And, folks, if we go down that slippery slope, even though I agree with it, if we go down that slippery slope, giving the fucking state the right to just say, oh, no, you can't do this because you've taken psychotropic drugs, and that's just one-way ticket to be like, well, if you drank, if you eat fatty foods, and we can't do that. But look, something needs to be done, and we need to have an adult conversation about why people are going fucking ballistic and think that it's completely okay to just go into a shopping center or a grocery store and just start shooting people indiscriminately. I mean, there's obviously something else outside of whatever the face value motive is, and I'd like for everybody to demand from the media the next time there's ever any goddamn mass shooting, whether or not these people were ever under any kind of psychological or psychiatric evaluation and or took psychotropic drugs. And I guarantee you they all have. They absolutely all have. And I'm glad that now that and let me tell you about this story here and why people are now starting to recognize that ADHD medication may not be that good, even though most of you are probably on it right now. Some 12-year-old, okay? Some 12-year-old kid, a little girl, just decided to just chop up and stab her 9-year-old brother. And when they asked her why, she acted as if she was just a little girl and just said, I didn't know, I don't know, and I'm hungry, and I want to go to the store. I mean, seriously, I'm not even fucking kidding around. And they're trying to deduce how the fuck does this 12-year-old kid have any kind of urge or, I mean, what motivates a 12-year-old to kill a 9-year-old brother? And the only thing that they could deduce is that this 12-year-old was given ADHD medication at a young age because she was swinging her legs back and forth like she had done nothing. She had done nothing. I mean, it's a very scary story. And this is why I'm telling each and every one of you that are on psychotropic drugs, I mean, you're not in your right frame of mind. And by the way, I just want to reiterate this point. It is unnatural to be happy all the time. It is unnatural to be happy all the time. And the fact that you people keep going to these legal drug dealers that are called psychologists and psychiatrists just so that you can get by in life and pop a fucking pill is fucking ridiculous. All right? Life's a bitch, and then we die. All right?
That for $1.
What's up, Kitsu?
Mexico doesn't have this problem. We got drugs and narcos to butt fuck. Stupid retards think that their autism gives them an excuse to not work. We got skinny Mexicans working their asses off for steel. Also, number 15 economy in the world, baby.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, this whole, oh, I'm autistic, oh, I've got depression, oh, I've got ADHD, oh, I've got this. This is a first world luxury. This is a first world luxury. You don't see this out there in the impoverished nations out here where they don't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. They don't even have any food, for Christ's sake.